Hello boys and girls, welcome to this split video on fractions. For this lesson, we will be covering the topic of mixed numbers. First and foremost, let me share with you the learning outcomes we hope to achieve in this lesson. First of all, we would like to learn how to express the sum of a whole number and a proper fraction as a mixed number. Next, we will learn how to write out mixed numbers based on pictorial representations. And the third learning outcome is we will also learn how to use a number line to identify mixed numbers. Before we go straight into mixed numbers, let us try to recap what we have learned earlier on in Primary 3, what are whole numbers and proper fractions. Firstly, let's look at whole numbers. As you can see here, we have one pizza, and this is what we call one whole. If you have two pizzas, it's known as two wholes, and three pizzas, you have three wholes, so on and so forth. How about proper fractions? Just now, you get to see one whole pizza. What if we have equal parts of it, like this? Yes, this is called 1/4, and you have two equal parts, it's known as 1/2 or 2/4. And the next one, you have three equal parts, and we call this 3/4. So what is a mixed number? For example, Mandy has two pizzas. Then she receives another 1/2 of a pizza from her neighbor. How many pizzas does she have altogether? Now, based on this information, two pizzas, I'm using a pictorial representation to show two pizzas, and 1/2 is represented by this diagram here. So we have one whole here, another one whole, and a 1/2. So we can write out the equation. 2 plus 1/2 will give you 2 and 1/2. This is the whole number. This is the proper fraction. And this is the mixed number. It looks quite simple, isn't it? Now let's try it. Question 1. Do take out your video worksheet and try this out. Danny ate 3 pies. His daughter ate 3/4 of a pie. What is the total number of pies eaten? I'm going to give you some time now to try this out. Please write down on your video worksheet. You may pause at any time if you require more time to complete the worksheet. Okay, now let's go through this together. Now, 3 pies. That means you have 3 wholes. 3/4 of a pie, which means that it's 3 parts out of one whole, so you have 3/4. And the equation is 3 plus 3/4, that gives you 3 wholes and 3/4, or you can call it 3 and 3/4. This is the mixed number. Okay, we have here more examples for you to try out. Continue to write down the answers on your video worksheet for question 2. Write a mixed number for each of the following pictorial representations. This is the first one, and this is the second one. Write out the equations and the mixed numbers on your video worksheet. We will discuss the answers in class. I'm going to give you some time now, but if you require more time to complete the questions, feel free to pause the video at any time. Alright, now let's move on to the next part of the lesson. So how do I represent fractions in a number line? Okay, the example is given here. Okay, first of all, I draw out the number line. Okay, I indicate that I should start the number line with 0, followed by 1, 2, and 3. Now, assuming that I have one whole, one pizza by itself, this is represented by this part of the number line from 0 to 1, which is one whole. Now, what if I have only 1/4 of the pizza? 1/4 means it's one equal part out of the 4 equal parts. So on my number line, I have to split from 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts. Each of this line represents one division, 2 divisions, 3, and 4 divisions to show the 4 equal parts in the one whole. So each of the division is represented by 1/4. And I can label the first interval here, the first division here, as 1/4. Okay. Next, you can see here, this is 1/2. So 1/2 means 2 quarters, 2 equal parts out of the 4 equal parts. And this division here is represented by 1/2. Okay, next, you can see here, this is 3/4. So this division here is represented by 3/4. Now, if I have more than one whole, beyond one whole, as you can see from the pictorial representation here, okay, which means that it has gone beyond the line, the indication of 1 here. Okay, so from 0 to 1 is one whole, then I have another 1/4 here, which is represented by this first division after one whole. So this line here represents 1 and 1/4. 1 and a quarter. Okay, the next one, you can see here, there is one whole here and 1/2. So the second division after the one whole is represented by this mixed number, 1 whole and 1/2. Or you can call it 1 and 1/2. Okay, similarly, for the next one, you have 1 whole and 3/4. So this third division here is represented by 1 whole, 3/4, or you can call it 1 and 3/4. Okay, for the next divisions, the next few divisions here, it's your turn to try. Okay, I'd like you to take out your video worksheet again, okay, and tell me by writing down on your video worksheet what is the mixed number that is represented by this first division after the whole number 2. Next, for question 3b, that will be the next division, the second division after the whole number 2. And subsequently, the next one here, the third division after the whole number 2. Okay, there's the instructions here below. Write out the pictorial representations. That means you're supposed to use the circles to show the whole numbers as well as a fraction. And write out the final answer, which is the mixed numbers, on your video worksheet. We will then discuss the answers in class. Okay, I'm going to give you some time now to write down your answers. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Alright, to sum up today's lesson, these are what we have covered today. Firstly, we have learned to express the sum of a whole number and a proper fraction as a mixed number. There's a snapshot here to enable you to recall what we have covered earlier on. Next point, we have also learned to write out mixed numbers based on pictorial representations. Like this, you can draw circles to represent the whole numbers and the proper fractions. And this is the mixed number. And lastly, we have used a number line to identify mixed numbers, like what we have done here. Okay, let me try to enlarge this. Okay, this is what we have done earlier on. Okay, right. That's all we have for this lesson. Goodbye, boys and girls. Have a pleasant day.